Okay, so next let's start with roles and responsibilities. So in the testing team, there are some members who are called as the test team members, and in the testing team we have the test lead, which is also who is also called as the test manager. And the second important thing is that in testing team we have the test engineers, which are called as quality assurance engineers or quality control testers. Okay, so these two main responsible person are there. So test engineers are might be more than one or more than two or three depending on the requirement, and the test lead is a single person, so who is also called as manager, as I told. So these are the two persons who are responsible for the testing. Complete responsibility of the testing is taken by this person. So the first role for the test lead or the manager is defining the testing activities for subordinates, testers or test engineers. Means what? So whatever testers are there. Okay, before that, I just would like to tell here that test lead or test manager is a person who is having more than 3 years or more than 2 years of experience, and so that he can manage his subordinates or her subordinates. So the first role is that to manage the activities of subordinates. The second thing is that all responsibility of test planning means once any requirement has come in the testing team, so the complete responsibility of this test planning is on the test lead or the test manager. The next and important aspect, that is to check if team has all the necessary resources or the requirements which they need to execute the testing activity. So that is one more responsibility, to give all the or provide all the resources, that may be a hardware, human resource or anything, or any requirement issue. So that is taken by that care is taken by this test manager. The next is, that is to check if testing is going hand in hand with software development in all phases. So the next role, that is he will check if testing is going properly or not. So the next role for the test lead is that to prepare the status report of the testing activities, and that is where actually the testing activity is right now, and at which level the testers are performing the testing. So that is one of the important role the test lead will do. And also if they required any interaction with the client or the customer for discussing any issue, so to discuss that requirement, that is also done by this test lead. He will take the lead and he will discuss with the customer. The next and important thing, that is updating project manager regularly about the progress of the testing activity. So they are updating the project manager in the weekly meetings, the whatever project activities are going to be happen. So they are going to update, that test lead will update basically, and so that the test manager can give any suggestions, requirement and all. Okay. The next and important, the another role in the testing team is test engineers, QA testers, QC testers. Okay, they are also called as QC testers, QA testers. So what they do, they are the person who are actually performing the things, or they are doing the tasks which are assigned to them. Okay, so the first and important role of them is to read all the documents and understand what the testing need to be happen, on what the testing need to be happen. So they will read all the requirement document, and then it's very easy for them to start the testing based on the that document and requirements. So they will decide how to test that particular story. Then the next thing they will do, that they will start if they require any resources, they will ask for the test lead, and they will take that particular resource, and then they will start writing the test cases. Then once the test cases has written, they will prioritize the test cases, like which test case will be first, which will be second, which will be third, and then they will execute the test cases and find out the defects. So this is the main regular cycle of the testers, and also the one more task of tester is that to perform the regression testing before deployment. So that is one of the important tasks which the testers will do. So just I would like to give one example over here, real time example. For example, there is one responsibility which came in the requirement, that is this is one requirement that I'm going to tell now. So suppose there is one login page. Okay, in that the requirement is like that. For any website, suppose we can take here, so the password should be having five total what we can say digits. That may in that digits, not a digit only, it should be the length of the password should be 5. Okay, so in that case they have given the requirement like that there should be a one capital letter, one small letter, one symbol should be there in that password. Okay, these three requirements should be carried out. So in that case, what tester will do, test lead will do, if test lead is having any issue or doubt, he will communicate with the customer or the project manager that we are not understanding this particular requirement. Okay, if once all the requirements are clarified by the test lead, he will discuss those requirements with the testers. Also, if they required any resource, so they will provide, that test lead will provide that resource. Now what testers will do in that case, so testers will read that documents of requirement for the login page, and then they will decide the test cases, test scenario. So that is complete right, that right is completely of the testers. Okay, so what they will do, they will start thinking on the which various scenarios we can test, so that our testing should be quality testing. Because once tester had submitted that particular requirement, that completed testing document to the client, so there should not be any defect or any issue raised by the client. So for that purpose, this task, this is very necessary and important thing to write the test cases and prioritize according to the activities. Okay, for example, in case of login page, as I told you the example, for the password they have given this requirement, so they will check whether the system is accepting the password without having the capital letter. They will check whether the system is accepting the password without having any small letter. They will check whether system is accepting the password without having any symbol. Also, there is one more scenario they can write, like there should be, as they have given, there should be a 5 complete length for the password. So they will try with the lesser length or higher, more than 5 length. Like they will try for the six. Six size, password size should be 6, or password size should be 4. So the system should give an error in that case. So that is very very important task which testers need to do. Also, one more thing they can try, like they will just only keep the password filled as a blank and click on login button, then it should give an error, that system should give an error. So in such a way that they will decide the scenarios, and they will prioritize according to that, and then they will execute it. Okay, so this is one important thing which I would like to say here. Okay, the next, now as I told you that testers have to test the products in such a way that the quality product should be delivered to the client. So now the point come here is, what is quality? Okay, so quality refers to the confirmation, we can say, or conformance to the explicit or implicit requirements, expectations and standards. Okay, so what is the meaning of it? So every company has decided a particular standards. Okay, for example, if we consider as Whirlpool, for example, which is a product based company, so that Whirlpool has decided a particular standard of testing, means their product should be in such a way that the standard product should be given to the users. Okay, so that standards are already decided by the company. So every tester should follow that. Whenever they are completing the testing task, the quality product should be come out to the users. Okay, then there are some expectations that should be actually those expectations should be matched, and there are requirements, so those requirements should be satisfied. So that is one, these three words decides the quality of the product, that is requirements, expectation and the standards. Okay, so that is one point in the quality. Now what is quality control? Quality control is a process through which you achieve or improve the product quality. That is what I just said to you, like how to improve or achieve the product quality. That is called as quality control. Now, what is quality assurance? The quality assurance refers to the meta process that ensures the continuous and consistent improvement and maintenance of a process enables the QC job. Okay, so there should be a continued improvement in the process of testing, development, and overall delivery to the customer. That is called as quality assurance. It should not go below. So the quality is very important thing in the testing phase actually for any software. Okay, now, the next and important point, that is what is the difference between manual testing and automation testing. So before going for the difference, I just would like to give that example. Like as I said, you the example of that login page. Okay, in the previous slide, the login page, we have to test the password. Okay, login page password for any particular website. That is a requirement. Suppose so in that case, user need to do perform all the functions like that user has to, the first task user has to do that, put the URL of that website, then login page will appear, then user has to put ID, then password, and then click on login button. So all these tasks, these steps, user has to do manually in case of manual testing. Okay, but in case of automation testing, the case is different. So there are tools, for example, there are tools like Selenium, JMeter, etc. So those tools, what those tools will do, those tools will automatically run the test cases. Okay, those tools will automatically run the test cases, test steps which we are doing the manually in the manual test. Okay, so here that is the difference. Once we run the script, automatically those tests will get carried out by the tool. So the in while considering the accuracy criteria, the first criteria in between the manual and automation, the accuracy is high in case of automation testing, because in manual testing, as the human being are performing the actual manual testing, so there might be an error due to human errors. Then in case of automation, that errors will get eliminated. Okay, the second thing, that is testing at scale. So in case of manual testing, when testing needed at a large scale, okay. So in that case, it is very difficult to perform the manual testing, because for that we require more manpower and time. It is a time consuming process also, because that actually the person has to do manually all the things. So that is one negative point in the manual testing. In case of automation testing, it can be used for the large scale applications, because uh, already it is done by the tool, so it is less time consuming as compared to manual testing. The next, turnaround time. It is time, complete time of the testing in between, while completing the life cycle. Okay, again, while considering the testing life cycle, the turnaround time for the manual testing is more as compared to automation testing. The next important criteria or the aspect in the testing is that cost efficiency. Okay, so in case of for manual testing, obviously we need a hiring of the experts, professionals, and human beings. So the every time we need to change the number of experts which we require in the testing in case of manual testing. Okay, but in case of automation testing, we do not need to hire the persons or the experts, because we have the tool, which is one time investment. Once we purchase that particular software or the tool, so that will be there for longer period of time. So that is one of the positive point in the automation testing. Still many companies are still using the manual testing. Now just I would like to tell you which companies are normally using this manual testing. One thing is that the companies who want just only who have the lesser requirement, or whose particular software is in the maintenance stage. Suppose once the software is delivered, only small requirements will come, and that for that the testing has to perform. So um, so in case of manual testing, that is the thing. So that manual testing can be used here, but also in small applications or smaller scale companies, or the applications which are having small databases. So in that case, manual testing is a good, because it is very easy and user friendly. So, but automation testing can be used in the larger products, the larger applications. For example, if you want to develop a complete Facebook website, So in that case, manual testing will take a time, but automation testing will be better. But once the Facebook website is delivered to the customer, suppose now we are using it, and whatever some small issues or small enhancements are there, so in that case, so that is carried out by the, that can be done by manual testing also. So in these two cases the manual testing can be used. Okay, so that is a very important difference in between manual and automation testing. The first difference is of accuracy, next is testing at scale, like which scale the testing will be performed, turnaround time, and the important, that is cost efficiency. Okay, so which very important point which we have covered today. Okay, so the next point is on SDLC and the STLC. Difference between what is SDLC and what is software development life cycle and what is software testing life cycle, that we are going to study.